Hello and welcome to the Breaking Bitcoin Market Update. It is Tuesday, February 9th, 2021. It's a monumental day here in crypto land. All-time highs being set across the board. I'm assuming you all know about us hitting $48,000 on Bitcoin overnight. Oh, I didn't think we'd be here so soon, guys. It seems like the moon is just within arm's reach. Similar for Ethereum. Ethereum hit about 1800, since pulled back, but it's given alts the room they need to run, and run they have. Wait till we dive into the charts, guys. I bet your alt bags are looking as tasty as mine right now. Everything has pumped quite violently overnight, guys. This is just, I don't know how else to say this, man. It's monumental. It's so exciting to be here with everyone, and kind of making history here with all of our CC fans on board. But of course, we also have our analysts with us to discuss all the juicy details. Got Alex here with us. Alex, how are you doing today?
Hey, I'm doing well, buddy. I can always tell the days that your bags are doing well. You're always so stoked.
I am.
He has inflections in his voice. It's great, isn't it?
I gotta pump everybody up. I gotta get everybody as pumped as I am on a day like this. I mean, this is what we're here for, guys. We're here for the gains. At least I am. You know me. I'm a bit of a buy and hold type of investor. You guys are the traders. So there's days where you guys do knock things out of the park, and then there's days where the market pumps, and I am stoked. Of course, we've got.
Well,
Jason.
Here's the thing. I mean, Alex should be just as happy as you. I mean, look at that win trade he put on yesterday. I see some of the people in the group caught like 126% out of it. So if anyone should be stoked, it's both of you.
Yep, I was gonna mention that next. Alex, do you wanna show off your win trade real quick? Tell us how that did.
Oh, well, okay, sure.
No bragging.
I would just mention it. You can pull it up on the screen in a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, I wish they were all that easy, guys. I put it on as a continuation trade yesterday. Hit all three take profits. I think it pumped like 200 or 300%.
A win's a win.
Yeah.
Shoutouts to.
I wish they were all that easy.
Shoutouts to Ivan X in the.
Even though they hit TP1.
Where's that user Ivan X who's always in the live chat requesting win? Sounds like you made quite the windfall today. So shoutouts to anybody holding win.
He said yesterday on stream when we looked at it, he's like, "Win looks good here." Like he even said, "I'll likely put this on," and he did. So.
Yep, it's awesome to catch trades like that.
Science,
so anybody in the premium who caught that signal, and I do think that went out as a free signal, didn't it?
Yeah, that was one of the 20% that randomly get dropped as free signals.
That's right, guys.
So anyone who's not in Discord, you can come in there, just sit in the general chat. We do have free signals that come out that are our premium signals. They're just randomized. So you guys would have knocked it out of the park with this one.
That's right, guys.
Same time every day, right around candle close. This when we put our trades on.
Yep, that's right, guys. We do have no worries. We had a sophisticated trade signal system where our traders signals get aggregated and get posted to the group, and of course we have a little bit of a lottery that goes out where like Alex said, about 20% of the signals get posted to the free signals page on our Discord.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes you guys get a chance, even if you're not a premium member, to get a wind of some really good signals that we do put out on a daily basis. And
we want you guys to make money too.
It just so happens that Win was the free signal that was picked out of the hat yesterday by our automated system, and Win ran like mad. Definitely going to pull up the Win chart in a bit. In the meantime, I'm going to take a quick look at Bubbles first. Let's start off with a quick look at Bubbles, because I mean, how exciting does this look? BitTorrent token up 67%. Filecoin up 49% today. BNB, we got to look at BNB later.
Yeah,
BNB is a banger. It's up 45%. This is a token I'm sure a lot of us are holding. This pancake thing is up 49%.
I have no idea what that is. Hey, food names. What are you gonna do, right?
Cake.
We have Tron up almost 24%. Seems that Tron is a mega mover.
What was that, Alex?
I said I told you guys Tron was gonna be a runner.
Yeah.
Yep, you did mention it. Zen up 23%. Reserve rates, which we looked at on stream yesterday, up 15%. Nano up 26%. ZIL up 16%. Neo up 21%. Matic up 24%. And it just goes on and on and on. Waves up 25%. Finally, Doge down 10% on the day. Rest in peace, Doge. But you know what? The other coins are running strong, so it is a good feeling to be reporting on crypto bubbles when it looks this green. Okay, let's get into the next part here.
This was so sad about the whole Doge pump and all the advertising of Doge to people, because there's totally coins out there that if you threw your life savings into it right now, it probably wouldn't even be a bad idea. But Doge
can't say that.
bad idea. That was a bad idea. So
It really was.
People.
And dude, here's the thing. I even got a text from a buddy of mine who is a plumber, and he's like, "Hey man, do you know anything about this Doge thing? I got a bunch of my buddies who are also plumbers who are getting really invested into it." I'm like, "Please never do that." There's people out there that are really doing what you just said, putting their life savings into things like Doge.
Power of the
It's
meme.
insane. It's insanity.
For those of you who are new, Doge is a literal meme coin. So someone essentially took Bitcoin's blockchain code and then made it so that you could just sort of print not an infinite amount, but it was much easier to mine. And then people started mining it and they started using it. But you have to understand, Doge has never been updated since it was created. It's not like there's like an active team working on this thing. It's a meme coin that is years old that people do use. There are times where all the blockchain networks were just clogged in 2017 because everybody was using them. And you know what? You could send a transaction cheaper on Dogecoin than you could on Bitcoin. Hey, fuck it, send a transaction on Dogecoin, right? But it doesn't have a real use case. There's no product. There's no team. There's no updates. It's not real. And for those reasons, it's just a meme coin, guys. And putting your life savings into that is crazy. But you know what? There are totally coins that we look at that have like strong fundamentals. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I tell you guys, you know, not to be long-term bag holders, but there are some where, hey, you know, if you had put your life savings into it at some point and then waited, it would have been a great idea. You know, there's life-changing money to be made in this space, but it's not going to be on Doge. Well, unless you're one of those top one of those top whale wallets that we looked at yesterday.
Yeah, that hold 30% of all Doge.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is Doge is going directly to $1. All right.
That's what I said.
In a nutshell.
Yes,
That's
in a nutshell.
You
yes.
sold me. I'm calling my banker up
all right,
now.
but of course, this is Cracking Crypto, the home of the sophisticated crypto investor. I'm sure we don't have to tell our audience too much to stay away from Doge. Stay away from the Doge, guys. But again, you probably already know that. All right, before I fumble anymore, let's get into the poll today. I got the poll up on the screen. I dropped a link to our community tab if anybody wants to check out our poll. I'm going to refresh this page real quick so I get the latest results. Looks like we got 13 votes in already. This is today's poll. It reads, now that Elon Musk Tesla has announced their acquisition and support for Bitcoin, which corporation do you think is next to do the same? So a lot of rumors swirling today. We'll get into the news in a little bit as it relates to this. But Apple could be next, and the first response to this is, I'm ready to buy my next M1 powered device with Bitcoin. Yes. Do you think Apple's... M1 is this new revolutionary chip, CPU, that Apple's putting into their mobile devices that is now has the desktop level performance on a mobile device. They're putting it in their tablets, their laptops, their phones, I think. This M1 powered chip, they spent, I think, like almost a decade developing this behind the scenes, and it's kind of a game changer right now. It, like I said, it boasts desktop level performance. In some cases, even beats desktops, like flagship Intel stuff. when it comes to video editing and stuff like that. So extremely powerful stuff. They staked, I think, a huge part of their business going forward on their own in-house developed chips. So very cool stuff is this M1 powered devices coming from Apple. So your first response is Apple's ready to throw its hat in the Bitcoin ring next. Next response is I heard Oracle is next. So you might have heard Oracle on the list of companies, corporations looking to get into Bitcoin. If you think Oracle's next, the second response is from you or for you. Third one is McDonald's is next, but the Hamburglar might steal my keys too.
Can you say that again?
Yes.
Hamburglar?
Whatever, man. Yes. So if you guys are interested in picking up a Big Mac with your Bitcoin-powered McDonald's gift card, this third option may be for you. Do you think McDonald's is next? One of the next mega corps to throw their hat in the Bitcoin ring? Do let us know, or maybe you're just hankering for an Egg McMuffin this morning. Hit this third. Yeah, I'm loving it. It's precisely my thoughts.
You hear that, corporations? We're corporation friendly. Don't shadow ban us.
Yeah, give us your money.
We know all the commercial jingles.
Yes, I want one of those black Subway cards.
I, for one, welcome my new corporate overlords. But finally, we are the fourth option is I'm Doge rich. I need Doge-powered Bitcoin or Doge-powered payment terminals. So if you're heavy into the Doge and you're not interested in buying Teslas with your BTC or your lack of BTC, and you're all in on the Doge, and you really want maybe your Subway sandwich franchise to accept Doge, do let us know. Click this fourth option here, and if you can, hit the like button on the poll. It does help. And heck, if you want to really take us over the top and you want to tell us what kind of sandwich you like at Subway, put a comment, leave a comment
what
down
company
below.
Do you think? If you don't think we got the right company in there that's going to be first, put that in there. Whichever corporate company you think is going to be the next to dive in head first to Bitcoin.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of them out there. I said GM.
Yeah, serious replies or joke replies are welcome, guys. Let us know.
Anything.
Do you think, because GM is making a big move to kind of to fight off
the EVs?
Make a big incursion into the EV market. So you guys seen that Hummer? You seen that Hummer EV? That thing looks pretty cool. Do you want to buy a Hummer EV with Bitcoin? Do let us know.
How many miles does that thing get? It can't be a lot.
I guess that remains to be seen, but yeah, do let us know, guys, if you're excited about any corporation getting into Bitcoin. Are you going to be a Bitcoin millionaire in the near future with the way prices are heading? Let us know which corporation you want to start accepting Bitcoin as a potential payment, or if you just want to see them acquire and hold Bitcoin in their corporate reserves. All right. We'll check back on the poll in a bit. We'll see how it is going. In the meantime, I'm going to click. Let's see here. I mean, I'm kind of excited about Apple potentially getting into this, so I'm going to click Apple. Hopefully, Apple does indeed get into the Bitcoin game. This is a perfect segue into our next story. This one comes from Fortune. Tesla bought Bitcoin. Will Apple be next? So this Fortune article explores the idea of Apple getting into Bitcoin, and one of the things, total speculation, but one of the things they talk about, this is super interesting, saying that for Apple to build a cryptocurrency exchange directly into the Apple wallet would be a crazy proposal that could immediately gain market share and disrupt the entire crypto exchange industry, bringing in tens of billions of dollars more revenue per quarter. By doing so, it's icing on the cake. Apple could fund the entire operation quite simply by buying Bitcoin. Yeah, I think
look how much money Square and PayPal have made off of Cash App and and PayPal crypto.
Yeah, it could be. Imagine all those Apple users out there having access to some kind of crypto exchange at their fingertips, integrated into the Apple wallet. So very, very interesting, thought-provoking ideas here. I don't know if Apple has any interest whatsoever in Bitcoin, but this Fortune article explores the Apple wallet tech and the potential upsides for Apple to dive into the crypto space. Could you imagine a crypto exchange coming to you via Apple in the near future? Would be
I think
super
Apple
cool.
is going to go with the WozX Steve Wozniak coin, obviously, right?
Going into WozX.
Yep, Steve Wozniak coin.
All right, maybe we'll check on that WozX coin on Uniswap or ChartX in a little bit. But I'm going to drop the link to this Fortune article if anybody wants to take a look. It does explore some of the avenues of for Apple to bring crypto tech or an exchange or Bitcoin to their coffers. It's an interesting read. Finally, not too much news today besides, the market's obviously overflowing in excitement as things pump. But yeah, here's a tweet. Oracle rumored to be the next big company to buy Bitcoin. Oracle, by the way, has got $38 billion in cash on hand. So, as Dr. Evil here says, $10 billion. Yes. Maybe they could dump $10 billion of their reserves into Bitcoin. I'd be down for that. I wonder what that'd do to the price. I mean, we saw what $1.5 billion of Elon Musk acquisition did for the price. So any luck, Oracle might throw a few billies at Bitcoin. Well, that would be great. All right, guys. Like I said, not too much news today, which is a good thing. Gives us more time to explore the charts, get to your requests, and so forth. All right, next segment. Here we go. Gonna quickly transition over to Alex's screen here. All right. I've got Alex up here, and as for the rest of yous, I'm going to go into the live chat. I'm going to collect everybody's requests, and I'm going to make a list, which of course we are going to get into by the second hour of the show. So everybody hang tight, drop your requests in the chat, and we'll get to them slowly but surely. All right, Alex, I got you on screen. You want to take it away for now?
Sure.
Tell us how you feel.
It looks like a what?
Tell us how you feel.
Tell you how I feel.
Tell yous.
Right now, I think I would just like a pullback towards 44K here on Bitcoin. As far as Ethereum, also looking for a pullback. The real story is the major alts right now. Let's head on over here. As you can see, Bitcoin dominance falling again today. Exchange perp just utterly taking off. Privacy coins. DeFi kind of hovering near where they were. I believe we were talking about it earlier in the week that DeFi was looking like it was going to take a break, and we were going to have a few other baskets of coins take off. Shitcoins, as you can see, we made that new high yesterday, and today we've got follow through. Full continuation signal. I expect shitcoins to just continue to do really well against Bitcoin here.
Come on, alt season.
Mid caps are just super strong. It's just a super strong uptrend here. Nothing. Yeah. Look at, as you can see on the Fisher, we're probably going to just continue to make a parabolic movement here. Altcoins, decent follow through today. Not quite as strong as exchange and shitcoins though. If we come back over here, take a look at the EOS Bitcoin pairing. As you can see, we've had a very strong reaction off of the bottom today. On lower time frames, you can see we came back down and we retested this consolidation area right here. And we're just taking off. I think this looks really, really good. This is our weekly downtrend shown like so. We're just so very oversold here on EOS Bitcoin. And we're underneath where you could have bought it against Bitcoin back in 2017. So I like that. It's like even long-term holders are just, they're done, right? Like look at the...
This is where they give up.
Yep. That people have to have given up by now. I mean, if you're a long-term holder, price has not really moved for an entire year. Since March, we haven't really left roughly $2.50, $3. We've been in this incredible downtrend ever since 2017. Let me see if I can get a better
Speaking
USD
of
chart
which,
here.
EOS is running on the hourly right now.
There we go. Here you go. So since roughly the beginning of 2018, we've been in this downtrend. We break out of it, we retest it, we hold this $2.50 line, and now here we are on the weekly, just taking off, right? Down here on the daily, we're closing above this this general area of resistance here. I love it. God, this is just such a beautiful chart. This is exactly the sort of price action that pushes out anybody who's not interested in holding EOS long term. Okay.
About to crease $4. We just creased $4.
It's like what you think over the span of 2 years, you didn't think, oh, maybe it's time to get into something else besides EOS. Yeah, it occurred to people, and so here we see a final shake off. And then price takes off with the fewest people possible. It is very common that we see that here in the markets. That's it. There's no one else to shake off of EOS. If you held through this, if you held through all this, you're not going to let go, right? You're holding on to some fundamental belief, or you're crazy, or you walked away from your wallet, or you're an institutional investor or something. But you're holding. And they're clearly not going to shake you off. So I think that looks really beautiful here. Now, when you compare where EOS is and the growth that EOS is capable of in that spot, and we'll look at some others, but I think TRX is looking relatively the same here. Litecoin, Bitcoin, I'm really interested in this spot as a potential bottom. Even BCH is finding a little bit of support in this spot, although I'm still a little bit leery necessarily, for obvious reasons about picking it up here. But it looks decent. ADA, as we know, while it's pulling back right now, just from here at this resistance level, I think after a healthy accumulation, we'll probably continue here on ADA as well. So all the major alts are looking really incredible. So looking at those, Bitcoin looks like it could run here, but I'm just not nearly as interested in it as I am the other alts. Even the biggest the biggest candle in Bitcoin's history. Well, that's on a linear scale. On a logarithmic scale, this was actually not nearly as big as a pump as a lot of the alts put in overnight.
Especially when.
Yeah, Ethereum here is really disappointing. It's lagging right now. I would really like for us to close the day up here above 1725. We need to hold this area. If we do not hold it, then we'll have broken back below this resistance level that we were looking at. We were saying, hey, this is the sign. Being above 1725, that's a go for Ethereum. Well, if Ethereum closes back below it, then it's no longer a go. Where it's no go. Yep. So at that point, I would be looking to take it for another test of 1400, 1425. It's like I said, it's going to depend on if we close above this area or not. As you can see, this 4-hour is kind of intriguingly crummy, right? You think we're approaching this. We made a new all-time high overnight on Ethereum. I know a lot of people were stoked about that, but we retraced that entire candle overnight. And then we put in a lower one and then a lower one. We're crossing under here on 4-hour time transformation. We won't get this until like the show's over. But yeah. And so I don't want to get too bearish yet. We still have a little bit of time here. But yeah, it's going to depend on whether or not we stay closed above this area. And if we do, and if we get continuation, then that's great. Ethereum is going to run along with the other coins that we're looking at it. That will be nice. I've got some Ethereum. But if it doesn't, then I think it's if Ethereum doesn't start shaping up, then screw Ethereum. We'll put our money into one of the other alts that is actually doing things right. And, we're not going to sit around hoping and praying that it's going to play catch up with one of the other ones that are looking so juicy.
Yep. Our trades don't run on hopium.
I mean, EOS is running as we speak. Like, since the show started, EOS is up EOS is up 4% since the show started. It's really looking good here. And for those of you who have been watching the show for a while, you will remember that we were really looking at EOS all the way back here when it made this very interesting spring formation, if you know white coffee and accumulation. There we go. I always like this one.
Yo, composite, man.
Yeah. So, roughly this. Spring here, secondary test. Over here we have the preliminary support. See? First find support here, but then we break down it, and then we actually accumulate down on this level. You can see the point of control all the way down here. Every time we hit it, there's buying. And now we're just taking off. Beautiful. Let's talk about why I like Litecoin in this spot. So here on lower time frames, we do see a break of this lower time frame downtrend. Interesting. Let's zoom out a little bit. Where are we here? Oh, interesting. Okay, so we're just kind of accumulating against this bottom area. Zoom out. Oh, very interesting. So we've tested this bottom area 3 times and held it. We've got all these consolidation areas above us. I really like Litecoin for recovering against Bitcoin in this area. And if it does so, I mean, look how primed it is in this spot. Here we are. Yes, we are still below resistance. And so it's not as if I'm buying it today. But we're pretty close to breaking it, right? This is resistance. So we're there. And all Litecoin really has to do to break that is just move up against Bitcoin from here, from this bottom. Mm-hmm. I don't know about you, but that's pretty intriguing to me. So I remember how little movement it really took for Tron here to just utterly plow through all resistance. So Tron Bitcoin, as you can see, today alone we have put in a good 20% here on Tron off of this shake-off bottom. And coming over to the USDT pairing, which we were looking at previously, boom, beautiful. And that's Tron just coming off of its bottom against Bitcoin a little bit. Here we are breaking out of this long-term consolidation area. It's not quite. I guess when you look at it in a longer-term sense, it's a consolidation area, but it's actually quite a wide trading range. But, here we are, breaking out of it. Let's see if we can get something with a little bit more data. I want more data.
More data. Data.
Maybe I could do the Tron calculated by. Here we go. Yes, this will do. This will do quite nicely. All right, so here's our broken down trend. So I really like taking Tron to 9.5, 10 cents. This area right here, 7, 8, 9, 10 cents. Because the Tron Bitcoin pairing, which is looking, like I said, so beautiful in this spot, just so oversold. Look how it's not going to take Tron Bitcoin moving up very much for us to make some serious gains. So I'll just back up into this area. Okay.
Found a couple of those, didn't we? Like Wabi, Dash.
Yeah.
They're all looking pretty primed.
You know what? Let's go ahead. Let me finish this roundup, and then let's look at the chart requests, because I don't even want to focus too much on Bitcoin and Ethereum right now, because as I pointed out, they're just not super exciting in this moment, and there's so many good alts that really are right now. So let's go over here. Right now, the Dixie still falling. That's phenomenal. As long as the Dixie is falling, that's good for alt season, and that's good for the rest of our speculative investments. Let me put this on streamer mode because someone keeps messaging me. 1 second. Okay.
You so popular.
It's tough being popular. I know. So Dow Jones continuing to look really bullish right here. I could not. I almost called this trade yesterday, but we didn't have an easy way of calling it with the sheet system that we currently have. So something that we're looking at. But interestingly, NASDAQ down today. It looks like there's going to be bullish follow through. It doesn't look that bearish to me. We just kind of have to maintain this level that we're at right now. But right now we look pretty bullishly postured. I would imagine that the NASDAQ is going to continue here, as there's just no signs of weakness. SPY, interestingly, test higher, closed down, also like the NASDAQ did, but for now bullishly postured. So we could just have resistance above us. Maybe that's just it, Gold, I would suggest looking still kind of bearish here. We're still finding resistance in this spot. You can see we've got a point of control right here that we're retesting. So I continue to remain skeptical about a bullish movement in gold. Silver sideways. Whoops. Oh. Damn it. It's palladium. Here we go. Put this back on my watch list. Okay, there we go. Palladium looking super rough in this spot. As you can see, we finally broke down from the point of control last week. Philly, if I recall correctly, pointed out that we were probably going to come back up and retest this area, and we have. And right now, I still feel like Palladium, at least long term, is a short back down to the 1900 area. Right back down here. Platinum, I snuck us into a long yesterday. That is going well currently. I don't think we had to take profit one or anything, but we closed above resistance. Boom, we closed like this today. Everything looks good to go. Well, I don't even have my baseline open right now. Let's get that going. All right, there you go. So we couldn't take it this day. We didn't have enough momentum, as you can see. Yesterday, we were a little above the qualifying line, but I snuck us in. I was like, it looks good enough. I mean, we've retested this area. We tested this area as resistance, 4 times, and then we finally broke through. That's going to hold, so I think that looks really good. Anything else of import going on in the world before we focus back in on alts? Corn, kind of looking rough. We don't have a sell signal yet, a short signal yet, but we might have one soon. Natural gas, we got kicked out of this yesterday after hitting 2 take profits. We'll see what happens here. I believe we were like back over here when we drew out this pattern, and so far it's continued to follow this cupping pattern right here. We will see what comes of it, but it was just interesting looking at the time. Soybeans still bearish while we're below the daily baseline. Sugar bullishly postured, not enough momentum to take a trade yet. Oil still just a very nice trend. We missed this one. We couldn't get into it in time. Wheat bearish till we're above the baseline. Oof, Aussie dollar here. I almost took this trade yesterday yesterday and the day before for the long. We didn't have enough momentum. I really wanted to take it. It looked very bullishly postured. And we broke down today. That's kind of interesting. We will keep our eyes on it. If all the markets of the world move down, then that will be bad, obviously. China looking really incredible right here. What can you say? We should have grabbed this one here. This was a good trade we could have taken. But, yeah, I just didn't see it. France, still below resistance, kind of looking weak in this moment until we're above it. Hong Kong, likely to keep running right here. As you can see, we broke long-term downtrend right here. So we had a downtrend from 2017 all the way until, well, basically January. We broke out, consolidate, and I'd be willing to take this at least until like 32,000 on Hong Kong 33. India, potentially looking a little toppy in this spot. Could keep running, but we're like running out of volume here. That's interesting. Unsure what to do here on JP 225. If we pull back,
overextended, anyways.
Yeah, it's a little overextended, but it could still be a long signal if we pull back into the qualifying line area. Mm-hmm. We'll have everything. It's a thought. Oh well. Anyway, for now, I would say that for the most part, the economies of the world look pretty bullish. And if they stay that way, if the dollar keeps falling, then hey, more money for all of us, right?
Get that stimmy check in there.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and let's talk to the members. Let's look at alts.
All right, I'm down for that. I do realize I forgot one segment of the intro this morning, and that was shouting everybody out. I'm not going to go back and repeat that now, but I will quickly shout out the likes of Subtextually, Lucas Begard, Agency, Daniel, Tamir, S. Hyatt, and many more. B-Flow, you know who you all are. Today's a bit of an off day. I apologize, guys. Let's get into the first request. This one is for Max Welch. What's up, guys? Great call on the win last night. Could you take a look at BIFF? It's a recycling company on the London Stock Exchange. Can't make sense of the chart. BIFF. B-I...
Isn't that the enemy in Back to the Future?
Yes.
That's precisely what I thought, but I wasn't going to mention it. But do look at BIFF on the London Stock Exchange.
All right. Looks like it's probably this one.
Yep.
All right, let's look at it on the weekly first, kind of get a sense of it. Well, this seems like a really range-bound stock. So this is very range-bound, very cyclical. For right now, I would say that there's nothing that you should really be doing with this. We're kind of hovering around resistance here, and we could kind of go either way. Like if we continued wandering up to here, I wouldn't be surprised. But if we broke down to this area, wandered around, and then came back up here, I also wouldn't be surprised. You know, it's kind of anything could happen right here in the middle of this area. If this is something you really believe in for the long term, I would just kind of set some orders down here towards 176. We seem to, keep testing that area, grab it there, and then, hold on for X number of years or
Dear life.
Yeah. But for right now, gosh, this is so sideways that on the daily, as you can see, my baseline here is just useless. It's just getting all chopped up.
Mm-hmm.
And the 3-day would suggest to us that it's a little bearish right now. So, yeah, maybe look towards 200, maybe that 176 area, but I wouldn't buy it in this area. What's next?
All right, thank you for taking a look at the BIFF. Shout outs to Max Welsh and all my homies in the city of London. Let's get into the next one. This is from Mr. Ether. Hex USD, please. I hope Bitcoin continues to run until June at least.
From your mouth to God's ears, buddy. I like it. So, as you can see here, we had this break of the downtrend. This is probably the last time you asked me to look at it, Mr. Ether. So, it looks like that break of the downtrend held. So, right now, there is not much to do with this. If you're in it, I would continue to stay in it. It's still bullishly postured in this spot. If you're looking, which I know you're not looking for an entry, Mr. Ether, but if you were, I would look towards, the 3-day baseline down here, where we've got a little bit of support in this spot, essentially 1 cent. And then if for any reason we broke back below 1 cent, that's when I would probably want to be out. That's a big if. So, I mean, if we just keep going here, like a lot of alts are, then kind of sky's the limit. What's next?
Okay, that would be Hex for Mr. Ether. All right, let me get into a comment I just saw here in the live chat. This came from, where is it? Mr. Sakatis. This is a good group, but Dark Rico bans everyone that is not interested in buying the course. Now, come on, Sakatis. I don't think that's the case. Now, on one hand,
at all.
Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, we'll have to review this. If there's an issue, Sakatis, do let us know. But I don't think that's the case at all. We do have to deal with, like every Discord server, especially every crypto Discord server, an unfathomable amount of bots and trolls and spammers and all that. So maybe by accident you got caught up in in
the net.
Yeah. We might got swept out. It might have been by mistake. Got banned when I said 1500 ETH soon. Called me a moon boy. Well,
doesn't really even make sense contextually considering where ETH's at. But
well, Sakatis, if he does want another chance to come back in, do DM us so we can probably address that if it was by accident or if something happened. But generally we don't just ban people for no good reason. So,
well, for the record, for everybody listening, for the record, for everybody listening, with lack of any evidence, I definitely support my staff members in their choices, even if they make a mistake. Like some of them might not have been banned. My opinions on the matter are that I have been moderating internet communities since I was 13 years old, and it was the 90s. And it's usually better to be pretty liberal with the ban hammer. And then, if it turns out you made a mistake, well, let them back in, you apologize to them, try and make it right. But I would much rather our community, handle people very quickly than have it just be a cesspool of crappy comments and people spamming and shilling things. And it's not that right now. It's a nice little space, and one of the reasons is because we have wonderful moderators like Dark Rico, who may be a little liberal with the hammer, but I mean, I am too, so
Yeah,
hardly.
I have to say personally that he's been a godsend for us in the sense of really helping the general chat. So I fully have his back. Of course, what Alex said is absolutely possible. Maybe something got misunderstood or something, but I know that he was never doing that specifically because people weren't buying the course. Like, I know that's not even a thing.
Yeah, I don't know exactly how things went down, Cicadas, but you have my apologies if it was an error or if anything was taking...
I think it's a cicada.
Cicadas? I call them cicadas. Either way, cicadas, my man.
Let's call the whole thing.
Yeah, DM me or something. We'll try to get you back in. And but listen, guys, like, I'm sorry if this happens, but as Alex explained, this is the price we pay to have a clean server,
community.
a solid community, and you know, we're trying to avoid all the pitfalls of the other crypto servers. Sometimes you get swept up in the sweeps. What can I say? All right, let's get into the next request. Yes, CryptoBull says quality control is where it's at. Yes, we do try to control the quality of everybody here, but if it happened, my apologies. We'll get it sorted out. Let's get into the next request. This one we missed yesterday, and I'm glad to get to it early today. This one comes from S. Hyatt. CC, could you take a look at FET USD, please, today? I got left off the list in the last rush. Yep, no problem. Let's look at FET.
It looks really amazing. I would keep holding on to it, buddy.
Foolishness.
Yeah, just keep holding. I would say that there is some resistance in this spot. If you wanted to take profits here, it would make sense. And then we could just, pull back, retest this area, and then continue onwards. It's not like this is the end of the run. But, I mean, we are pretty vertical in this spot. And this is an area of previous resistance. And for that reason, I think this is not a bad spot to just take some profits on. I don't know how long you've been in, but this is 5x here. So, I mean,
every time you do that,
at the top of a 5x movement, it could make sense. So,
every time you say for this reason and for that reason, I feel like you're going to end it like Shark Tank. I'm out.
I'm out.
And for that reason, I'm out.
Yeah. Well, I just, I want to point out to people that, I try and give reasons why I feel one way or another about tokens.
Yeah, absolutely.
It'll be a little wooey, but there's evidence one way or another, and then you kind of got to make a judgment based on the evidence. And the judgment is where discretion can come in, but the evidence is what the evidence is. So yeah, this is a resistance area in the past. We have gone 4x here. Maybe it's a good place to take some profits, and then we come back down, we retest this area. It'll be totally normal, but that retest is 30-40% drop. That's a thought. Anyway, that's how I would handle things. Take a little profit and in this spot, just lock it in, and then keep holding. I definitely like FET for the long term. It's got a very beautiful chart. Here we go. So as you can see, we bounced off of this long-term support area. We're back into this consolidation area. Very bullish. And it's still really accumulating here. If FET really took off and reclaimed any of its old pricing versus Bitcoin, that would be very incredible. Anyway, what's next?
All right, that's Hyatt. I'm glad we could get to your FET request finally. Let's get into the next one. This one comes from Z Devon requesting BNB. Yeah, and I've seen quite a few BNB requests in the chat today.
Going for it.
Including BNB BTC pair, if you could. Yeah, so let's do BNB and then look at the BTC pair too. Thanks.
So BNB is just gone. Okay, like it like you're not catching it at this point. So if you're in it, congratulations.
Uh-oh, Dark Rico just came in.
Let's see. I think this is probably an area to begin taking profits. Let's take a look at let's throw out a trend-based fib extension, see what we can see. Well, we still got some space above us. That's good.
How much space is there?
This is good. Our lines are acting as resistance here. Support.
Damn. EOS to 420 already.
Wow.
Yeah. Your bags are getting pumped finally, Jack.
Support here, and then perhaps resistance here on BNB. Let's see how it reacts to this area. But for right now, BNB has just pumped so much over the last few days. I would not enter this here. It's like if you're in it, congratulations. Take some profits here, hold the rest. And if you're not, you gotta kind of let it go.
Mm-hmm.
Let's look at the Bitcoin pairing. I was very surprised how strongly BNB came up off the bottom here.
Yes, it did.
So these are two very strong resistance and support levels that I just happen to have marked out on my chart here. If we let me zoom in a little bit here. If we pull this out here, you can see that this is likely going to be an area that is going to act as resistance for us here. So I would expect BNB to pull back towards the point of control all the way here at 200,000 sats. Yeah, I believe that's yeah. So this is like just a drop of 10 or 15%. This is not humongous. Yeah, roughly between 10 and 15%. So I think that would still be relatively normal, but for those reasons, you wouldn't want to necessarily you wouldn't want to necessarily buy at the top of this big green candle. Wait for some sort of pullback. I don't know quite what it will look like. It may not even come today. Maybe we'll have to wait a couple more days. Maybe we'll just keep pumping. But you definitely want to wait for the pullback. There's no low risk entry here. But there's also no big sell signal. So if you're holding, I would just keep holding and take those profits. What's next?
As a follow-up to that question, Cavano Trades asked, I'm wondering what would be a good bull market top estimate for BNB USDT, good target to offload long-term hold investment. You did mention that this is maybe a good spot to take profit, but for BNB USDT, I think we're at all-time highs. Could you do your fib extension magic maybe just quickly to give Cavano Trades an idea?
Sure. Well, I mean, I did do the fib extension, so let's just page back and you can take a look at them. So,
boom. Put in the work, you get the gravy.
Yep. Above us, we still have a couple more, but it would be a relatively small movement to get us there. Like that's what, another 50%. Yeah, so on the logarithmic chart, you can see they're actually not super far away, although on the linear chart, they look a little further above us here. So yeah, I would look for 136 and 150, and then after that, I don't really have any way to know, man.
All right.
Sorry.
Hopefully
that's what I got.
Yep, hopefully that covers Cavano's request and everybody else requesting BNB. Great analysis on BNB. Let's get into the next one. Before I do, I'm going to highlight a comment here from Pankaj Thapa. I sold everything and invested in Doge. My wife says she's throwing me out of the house now. All right, well...
I hope that's not true, but it might be.
Another happy marriage torpedoed by Doge and Elon Musk's shameless shilling. So
it's the fifth one today.
Pankaj, send the divorce lawyer fees over to Elon. Maybe he will cover them. I mean, it sounds like he might be responsible for having you FOMO into Doge. All right.
Responsible for your investments.
That's enough messing around. Let's see here. Jordan Stotts in the live chat requests Saya coin SCUSD, please.
All right. Whoops, this is Bitcoin parity. It looks like a fairly nice continuation signal at the end of today. We don't have a lot of volatility yet. I expect we'll get it soon if we get a continuation. But we've got a cross up on our oscillator, which is the continuation signal, and we've got enough momentum. So with the new high, I would say it's a good long. We've seen coins that are a little stronger, but this is a coin that you can take here, and I think it will ultimately end up being a solid trade. So if we just took out our where's Quadrigo? Here we go. Took out Quadrigo. You can see what the trade would look like. Probably take it on daily close. Our stop will be all the way back in this area. And these are our take profits. Roughly 11, 13, 14 cents. Okay, well, good luck with the trade. What's next?
All right, good luck with your Saya coin trade. Let's get into the next one. This one comes from Rodney Lauer. Short term, 1 to 2 days. What do you think about DOT, RSI, and moving average looking pretty good? All right, let's give him a 1 to 2 day outlook on Polkadot, please.
It's a continuation, but it's a little overextended.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just hard for me to want to call this when it's so far, beyond where it was a few weeks ago. I feel a little bearish. I really feel like it needs to pull back more into the $20 range. That's really how I feel about it here. What's the invalidation? Like, where am I? So you can see here on the 12-hour that we've run out of at least momentum on this time frame. So big candle, medium candle, small candle, reversal candle. Where's the momentum, right? It's not speaking to me the way some of the other alts are right now. DOT's had a really good run. DeFi still is looking like DeFi might need to rest a little bit while the other alts have their day. So maybe DOT is the wrong play here. I don't want to sound convinced because I'm not. I'm not sure one way or the other. I think that there are alts that are it's more clear that they're a good opportunity, and that's not true for DOT here. DOT's already up like 10x in the past 3 months. Oh well, that's just how I guess how I feel about it. We don't have any sell signals here, and while we don't have a continuation signal here either, we had an initial long signal we could have taken in this area, which we would potentially still be in if we hadn't gotten kicked, if we didn't get kicked out here. But we're overextended over the qualifying line right now, and I think we could pull back if for no other reason than that we're just overextended. For that reason I'm out.
All right, that's Polkadot for Rodney Lauer. I do know that the BRICS, Subtext, and a few others were also had their eyes on DOT, so I think we kind of covered DOT for everybody now, but I'll double check if there's any further questions concerning DOT. In the meantime, we are entering hour 2 of the Tuesday Breaking Bitcoin Market Update. I'm going to do a bit of a playlist change. You're going to get the energy up on this next half of the show. This next one comes from Lesticker. I wonder about Chili's CHZ, also short term, 1 to 2 days. All right. Someone's requesting Chili's and also wants, coincidentally, a 1 to 2 day outlook.
Chili's looks good here. Chili's will be continuation signal at the end of today. We're above the baseline. We're crossing up, and we've got WADA confirming, which is not needed, but is nice.
Well, how do you feel about how extended that is above the baseline?
I don't feel too badly about how far extended this is above the baseline. My only concern is that we're under resistance in this spot.
This will be a good moment to bring up a question that BFlow just posted. He said, Alex, how do you determine the difference between buying into strength and overextended for a CL? So this might be a good opportunity to talk about that. Well, I mean, buying into strength would likely have to be a new all-time high.
Well, yes. It's really difficult with a continuation long. I don't have a good method, and that's why I'm quiet. Is a lot of it is down to discretion for me. Some of it is what Jason suggested. You know, First of all, if we're trying to take a trade and we're making a new high, we're just breaking resistance. That's a case where even though we're extended, we're not overextended to me, because we have evidence, like we're making this new high while we're getting our signal, and then so you're like, okay, well this is probably not overextended, because this is almost like a breakout trade. It's a breakout trade, except my system is giving me the signal and it's breaking out, so it's like, oh, it's like double whammy there. I don't have a very good explanation for you. I would suggest to you that if it's a problem that you're having, and one of the reasons why I don't have a good solution is because I'm just cautious. If something feels overextended, I don't take those trades, and so then my system is working just fine on how I personally do that. But there's a lot of human discretion in that.
I totally get what you mean.
That would be a part that you couldn't automate. If it was just taking every continuation signal as they came, my system probably wouldn't work with continuation signals, because time transformation, as you know, is really it's really very sensitive, and it'll give you a lot of entry signals. What can I say, BFlow? I don't have a good answer for you. You are welcome to. You're welcome to take my system in improvement if you would like, and figure out a good way to decide if something is overextended. Otherwise, yeah. Sorry.
I usually just try to stick to the ATR over the baseline, but the 60 is a lot more insensitive.
But ATR over the baseline doesn't have anything to do with continuation trades. It's for the initiation.
Well, I usually would do that as well, to be honest with you. If it's over 1, I'd reduce risk. But then again, you'll find out if you go through my trades, I don't take that many continuations.
Yeah. See, continuation trades are a little hard, because if you want, you could add other indicators into your system to give you the continuation stuff, but then that's even more variables you introduce in your system where it could break down.
Yeah, I'm of the belief that keep it simple.
Yeah. If your system stops working, or stops being profitable, it's like, well, wait, which of these parts is the broken part? For every part in there, that's another part that could be the broken part, or stop.
It's really hard to isolate the issue. Yeah. Also, one of the things that I've learned about tracking my trades, coming back to my journal at the end of the month, it does way more for your trading than you realize, because you can actually see all the mistakes that you've made that you didn't realize were mistakes until you look at it at the end of the month wrap up.
Here's another great reason I think we'll have a continuation here on Chili's is that this week we'll be making a new weekly high. Very nice follow through, weekly continuation signal with WADA confirming. So we're still a few days from this closing, but I think I'd be pretty surprised if we retrace this entire weekly candle. So overall, I mean, I think it's a really beautiful chart. I think it'll continue. What's next?
All right, that was Chili's. Let's get into the next request. Let's see what we got in the hat to pull out next. This one, all right, so this one comes from Fluffy Fookins. He's requesting that new coin that suddenly blew up on Crypto Bubbles, SFP.
Hey, what can I say? It's
Not
just
much data.
Yeah, there's nothing to tell you.
This is Binance Launchpad coin, right?
I think so, yeah.
I think it's one, yeah.
Yeah, not a lot of data on this safe place coin.
Yeah,
Okay,
I don't have anything to tell you. It could go up or down. It's brand new.
All right,
No
let's get
way.
into the next one. Yeah, it's two new guys. We're gonna have to take a deeper dive on this safe place coin, and we'll return to this. We'll round it out. Yeah, I see ETH1 requested SFP just now, guys. There isn't a lot of data on this. This would
Yeah, there's nothing to look at on ETH1, guys. It's 2 days old.
by
Get
ETH1.
yourself all excited.
By ETH1, I meant the user ETH1 requesting that. But I mean,
Oh,
yes.
oh, I thought you meant the ETH1 chart.
The ETH1 chart, right. No,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
user
he's
by the
thinking
name
about
of
the steamings.
the user by the name of ETH1 also requested SFP a minute ago. All right, let's get into the next one. Crypto Caveman, one of the channel supporters, just came through saying, "Yo, joining late, sup guys." All right, Mr. Caveman, nice to see you. Let's get into the next request, guys. We're doing pretty good today. We've got a lot of requests still left to go, of course. All right, Boris Bitcoin, what's up, guys? What's your thoughts on TOMO Perp, Ethereum Classic, and Zcash? My bad if that's too many requests.
It's not too much right now. Let's do it.
It's only 3.
You're in luck.
Alex is in a good mood.
Yeah, I'm not in a jerky mood today.
Well, did he want Tomo Perp or Tomo Chain?
TOMO Perp.
Tomo Perp is Tomo USDT because
okay.
the Perps are USD. So Tomo Perp does not have as much data as Tomo USDT. So we're going to use
Gotcha.
Tomo USDT. But person, I am looking at the chart you want me to look at. So it looks pretty good here. 12-hour is starting to shape up. And we could be getting a one-day continuation signal here. This is a case where I really want the break of the high. And if we get the break of the high and we get the continuation signal and WADA's firing, we got a rising explosion level in the momentum bar, we're good to go on TOMO, right? So tell you what, let's add this. We'll add this to our watch list, and maybe we'll put this up tonight. And it's really going to depend on if TOMO closes the day above here or not. Because if we close below it, I would rather wait for the confirmation. We'll wait another day, and maybe it'll take off, which, fine, it'll take off. You know, there's an awful lot of opportunity out there. We don't need to have all of them, but it looks good, man. I like it. And TOMO Bitcoin is less nice looking. This gives me pause. And then this is another reason why it would be good to wait for the break of that high, because TOMO Bitcoin could just pull back a little bit more here. You know, just retest this area before we get a continuation on TOMO here. And see, we're still below the weekly baseline. So, yeah, TOMO looks good, but let's wait for some more confirmation. And then what were the other ones, please?
The other ones included Ethereum Classic and Zcash.
All right. Ethereum Classic, I think, looks pretty good here on the weekly. As you can see, we end up trapped below this resistance area at roughly $7.75. Right around. Resistance, 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 break, support. And you gotta love this weekly momentum shift. So big candle, medium candle, small candle, reversal candle, follow through. So this is good. This makes me feel like we just, sellers just, they petered out here. And we hold this resistance level as support. We retest this point of control here. Overall, several good signs that we're going to get bullish continuation here on Ethereum Classic. Continuation signal here. Not quite continuation signal here. This was really hard to take because we got super choppy here for a second on Ethereum Classic. But overall, I think good to take back towards the $12 area at least. And then if you consider this is probably all one big consolidation area here for Ethereum USD. Let's see if I could get, is there any more data I have? No, oops, that's Ethereum. I want Ethereum Classic. Yeah, here we go. Here's a little bit more data right here. This looks nice, right? Now you can see why we would be targeting up here towards $12. Look, this is a nice little consolidation area. Boom, boom, boom. We got this weekly candle that's breaking over the last weekly high. We're definitely going to be closing it. So I think it's very beautiful looking right here for Ethereum Classic, at least towards the $12 area, if not towards $15, $20 area even. Because, I mean, that's the way everything is shaping up right now. And we are breaking out of this 2-year-long consolidation that we had here at roughly $5, right? So you look at it on the monthly. We're down here, and now we're doing this. Well, that looks a lot nicer. So, and then finally Zcash. We'll even leave this on the monthly for right now.
It's like you've looked at it before.
She's a beaut.
She's a beaut, ain't she, Clark?
Yep.
Really reaching for that new high.
Yep. So we're a little overextended today. As you can see, we're over the qualifying line here. But otherwise, we're getting an initial long signal on Zcash. So we could just pull back a little in the spot. If we did just pull back tomorrow before we continue onwards, then that would be great. That's our chance to snag this SEC long. And if we didn't, if it just keeps going, then we just missed it. But it looks good here, especially if we can close the week above the previous weekly high of $110. That would be even more incredible. But as things stand, if you bought in this spot because we broke this weekly high, I probably wouldn't blame you. It still looks very good. But it would be better to have that confirmation of the close above $110 here on the weekly.
It's one of the important reasons to wait till close or whatever time frame you're trading. Let all the data be in the candle as it closes, because this thing could pull back tonight and give you that entry tonight. You don't know.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I like it. So we find our bottom. We find our bottom here. We have a bullish impulse off of that bottom. We come back down. We retest support once, twice, 3 times on the weekly. And then we take off. We retest resistance as support. And we take off again. It looks good here. Right, guys? So I think all 3 of your picks are good picks. If you're holding on to them, just keep holding, buddy. What's next?
All right, thank you for covering the 3-pack of requests for Boris Bitcoin. Let me see here. Is there something I needed to address? I'm trying to remember. There's something in the live chat I wanted to get into. All right, I'll figure it out in a minute. For now, let's get into the next request. Still got about 40 plus minutes left in the show. Plenty of time to get through the mountain of requests still pending. SPRJ Cube, can you guys take a look at Atom, and if you think it could break through 15 or where the bottom might be if it does fall? Yeah, let's take a look at Cosmos.
All right.
To the Cosmos.
I mean, it's breaking through 15 right now, but I assume you mean like breakthrough on a higher time frame. Let's see, where's our resistance at? Let's pull out a trend-based fib extension because that's all we've got in situations like this. When you've got a blue sky breakout, folks, there's not a lot of information to go on. For the same reason that we couldn't really look at the charts that were a couple days old. Not a lot of information to go on, Technical analysis is based on historical data. If you don't have any historical data, can't do much as technical analysis. Well, it seems like we're right at resistance right here. So I think you are not wrong to be looking at this spot for resistance. We could break through here. If we close the 4 hour like this, it's very bullish looking. Where's our trend? Yeah. Kind of a fake out here, and then we hold the trend. If I were you, I would wait for a close above $15 at this point. I assume you're probably in it, and if you are in it, then this is a good place to take profit and then just keep holding. If you're looking for a pullback, I would look back towards $12. I like this area. As you can see, we consolidated here just a little bit before, which is why we've got this, all this volume right here. So we consolidated here at $12, moved up to 15, and so I would want to try and grab it back towards 12 again if I could. Otherwise, I would just let it go until it broke 15. And then if you get a good, there's just no continuation signal here to take. You probably have to take a 4 hour signal. Yeah, if we close this good, if we close the 4 hour as good as this, then I could see taking this signal. But we don't have bullish momentum yet. But I do like the bottom above zero on our oscillator. You can see what happens when we bottom above zero on our oscillator. We get bullish movements here, 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 maybe here. We'll see.
All right, ready for the next one?
Yes, please.
All right, going to cover a couple comments on live chat concerning that safe SFP token. Crypto Bull explains it's called actually SafePal. It was just released. It's a hardware wallet that happens to be backed by Binance. So I guess SafePal might be bringing a Binance branded wallet of sorts to the space.
Another scam token. Why does a hardware wallet need a token? Don't ask. Buy the token. It's Binance backed.
Yeah, we'll have to.
So guys, scam tokens pump the hardest. Don't get me wrong. I think it could be a great buy. This market doesn't care about fundamentals. It cares about marketing.
Totally.
Yeah, so just so you guys know where I stand on the value of that coin, I think it's utterly worthless.
Well,
but
before we draw any final conclusions, we'd have to dive in a little deeper, but that is the surface level takeaway that I have.
Why does a
SFP.
hardware wallet need a token?
Maybe they figured out the perfect tokenomic recipe for hardware wallets, but we'll get into that later. I just wanted to shout out Bricks, Crypto Bull, and a few others who are chatting about Cake and the governance token known as Syrup. A lot of knowledgeable people in the live chat talking about pancake swap. So right on, guys. Keep doing you. Maybe we'll take a dive into pancake swap one of these days as well. In the meantime, let's get into the next request. We still got a pile of them to get through. Alex, you may want to increase the pace on these next ones.
Oh my god, okay. I thought I was doing good.
You are, but there's such a demand from the audience. You have no other choice but to increase your output. So
you're letting Jack down.
Double time it, my man. Here we go. Request from Crypto Bull, Litecoin BTC and Litecoin USDT. So let's look at the
we did both of those.
Okay,
yep,
my mistake. Let's keep going.
Alex is
Crypto
excited
Bull.
about them.
Next one.
And I just want to point out to you guys that I told you guys that Litecoin would sweep back up towards its highs, and it did do that. But now that we're here back towards those highs, man, it looks like we're just going to blast through them and keep going, doesn't it? So, oh my God, look at this weekly chart. It's incredible. This thing is just going to go for it. So, the major alts, guys, EOS, Litecoin, probably ADA still, maybe BCH also. BCH is still a little ugly looking. It might lag the other ones, but the ones I mentioned, TRX also. Pretty good looking in this one. All right, back to the requests. What's next?
Back to the requests indeed. This next one is for Pablo Gutierrez. VET finally hit an all-time high, he points out. Did we look at VET already? Maybe a quick look at VET.
Yeah, we were waiting for this break, actually, because we've been trapped underneath the baseline. So
got into it last night.
I say go for it, guys. This looks really incredible here. I would look to take it to at least 41 cents in the short term. But considering we're just getting this breakout, you could probably take it towards a few of the other resistance levels we have. 6 cents, 8 cents, and 9.5 cents.
Mm-hmm. We already hit TP1. We're closing in on TP2 from yesterday's signal on that.
Mm-hmm. And what were we saying, guys? We were saying as long as we're beneath the daily baseline, as long as it trades sideways, it's an opportunity cost. There's a lot we could do during these 2 weeks that VET traded sideways. Okay, but now VET is making this new high. We're above the daily baseline. We're getting continuation signal. WAD is firing. Well, it's not really continuation because this is an initial one. It looks good. VET looks good, guys. And that Bitcoin is
doing the same.
Yes, I would classify as still in a consolidation area.
Look at that.
But if we just come up off of this bottom, look how fast VET can move, guys. It doesn't. It's
I like that. That's right off the bottom of that pitchfork.
Yeah, we did just touch the bottom of this pitchfork, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
God, I tell you guys, look at that. Oh my God, my TA is so good. Oh, good job, Alex. At the pass, I made this pitchfork like 4 months ago. Anyway, what's next?
Right, that was a quick recap of VET. Let's get into the next request. This one comes from agency. No, is it agency? Oh, it's also from Pablo Gutierrez. Can we look at REN? He requests REN.
All right. Continuation signal. Go for it. It's gonna pump like a bitch. It's crazy. Yep. This is another one that's going to go for it, guys.
A lot of coins seem like they're about to go for it today.
Yep. So we're making a new high today. We're getting a continuation signal. As you can see, we're crossing up. WADA's okay with it. Go for it, man. This is a very beautiful trend. What's next?
Okay, let's get in. This one is for X Windor in the live chat. Our reserve rights and Rune USDT.
All right. We were just looking at reserve rights yesterday, I believe. We liked it because it was hovering over resistance and as support. I'd say stay in it, buddy. It looks even better today than it did yesterday. This looks like it's going to go for it.
And with that much price appreciation, I'm surprised you don't actually have Fisher curling. Has it crossed?
No, it has. It did.
Oh, okay.
So
I thought it didn't. Yeah, that was great.
We're starting to get a continuation signal here on the Fisher. We don't have all our implements here, but the ones we do have are telling us it looks good here.
Give it a go.
Yep. I say stay in it. Don't drop it. Just hold that reserve rights right now. It looks great. What's next?
Okay, getting into the next one. Good pace. Set here. This one's from agency UNISTAKE and WISE tokens, please.
All right. Let's do it.
Ooh, Dash just hit TP2 for anyone who was in that trade with the group.
Nothing to do with UNISTAKE right now. If you're in it, we've got a take profit signal right now. So I would take some profits at the spots. I would start looking for a pullback towards right around 10 cents. So that's still quite a big drop down to this area. So that could be just like one more day of drop. Otherwise, I imagine we'll probably sweep back up towards this area a little. So if you haven't taken profits yet, you could still have a chance to do it at a slightly better price. But for right now, if you're a holder, then like I said, I would just take profits and then sit. If you're not in it, then I wouldn't do anything until we're back down towards like 10 cents. Because this is a relatively safe entry. It's not a super safe entry, but it's a relatively safe one because we will have been dropping for several days at that point if we do reach it. So as we know, price goes up, price goes down, price goes up again. So if you buy at the bottom of several red candles, normally, even if it ends up being not a great buy location, you can at least get out at break even or maybe even slightly above break even because the price will move back up and then it'll move down and up again, like it does. That's what price does. So, what's next?
All right.
There was reserve rights and there was UNISTAKE and WISE. That's right.
Yes.
We don't really have a good signal here. I feel like this is most likely a good area to buy WISE, but we could retest the lows here one more time. So until we do get a good buy signal, I'm just not interested in WISE yet. We could still trade sideways for another week before we pump or something like that. So I will say I like that we seem to have formed a base of support in this area. And that on the weekly, we found a little bit of support, but we can come back up, retest this, and then drop one more time to shake people out. So I'm just not convinced on WISE yet. I just don't see it the way some of the other ones are obvious. Like reserve rights is a kind of a no-brainer. You look at reserve rights, and you're like, okay, we've got like a nice low-risk entry area. We know where our stop is going to be, and we're holding support. And you look at WISE, you're like, well, it could be good. It could also, kind of go either way. We could always come back down. I would much rather go for the no-brainer trade than something that, maybe.
Why gamble?
Yeah. So, yeah, maybe on WISE, but there's other better ones out there. Okay, what's next?
All right, let's get into the next one. This one comes from the Bricks in the live chat. I think we might have done. Yes, the Bricks. Did we look at Kusama and DOT yet? He asked. I think we looked at DOT, but not Kusama.
Yep. Not Kusama.
All right. Kusama it is. That's right. Okay, so, Kusama, like DOT here, is not as exciting as I would like it to be. As long as we can hold this area, then it's bullish. But I still feel as if it is more likely to just fall back down into this area and distribute a little bit more. Yeah, my bias is that DeFi is going to at least pull back a little in this area, and the other alts are going to have their chances to run. DeFi has had like a really crazy couple of months. Kusama, DOT, AVAX, all of them, they're just insanity. I like today's higher high, and I think did I even put on a Kusama? No, I put on a. I see why you asked for Kusama and Rune, because they're both in similar situations. We made this new high, and then today we're just kind of sitting here. I say the best way to handle it is, well, the way we're handling it in the group, which is, we're using Quadriga, we've got our stop here. It's just right below this candle. If we end up back down below it, then fine. We get stopped out, we're out. Or if we get next
to the game,
we're out. The setup makes sense. There's a sense to this, right? It's like, oh, okay. So yeah, if we ended up back down here, then the trade's over, and we could trade sideways here and then move up. Yeah, it all makes sense to us here. And the same is true for Kusama. It's like, oh yeah, so our stop is essentially below this giant candle right here. And if we take this trade and somehow we ended up below here, yeah, we'd want to be out. We don't want to still be in it below this candle. And our take profits are making sense here. So the trades are on the table for you to take these. I would understand why you would take them. For reasons that I went into a little bit, and also that are a little, discretionary. I'm just not feeling them. I'm just not feeling these two trades. What's next?
All right, thank you for looking after DeBrix's 2 requests. Let's get into the next one. Yes, we still have a pile of requests to do. A reminder to Jose Hernandez, who just asked for Loom Network, and anybody else dropping requests in now or in the last 5-10 minutes. Guys, we have only about 20 minutes left in the show. I don't know if we will be able to get to all of them, much less the ones you're posting now, so hang tight. Got to get through these ones first, but
also do us a favor in that if you are asking for a request, at least make sure to hit that like button.
Yeah.
hit that
Be
like
sure to
button.
like and subscribe.
The old barter system.
Many alt charts for you. Nobody. That's who.
If you're joining us
Not
late,
even your dad.
just a reminder, after the show is done, we will be posting timestamped the whole show, so if you missed any requests or any charts, check back after the show is over. You'll have timestamps guiding you toward the charts you're looking for. But next one is the Salt Mine. He says, request for Jack, if you don't mind, thoughts on holding Link long term. Yeah, I mean, it's like the leading Oracle project in the space, and oracles are definitely going to power a lot of DeFi projects, a lot of blockchain projects. They need oracles, they need external data feeds that provide quality data, and Link seems to be the leading one, right? So I don't know where it will be long term. Will another oracle come in and displace Link? But at the moment, I'm bullish on Link, guys. Long term, I don't see it going away. Not much more I can say about that. Any thoughts from you two about Link?
I also don't see it going away. I think Link makes a lot of sense. Maybe it would make sense to take a few positions in a couple different Oracle coins, or if there ends up being a so it's like the way there's a DeFi Pulse coin, which represents a basket of DeFi coins. If there ends up being an Oracle coin that represents a basket of Oracle coins, it would be better. But, Link is not the only Oracle company out there, and it would probably make sense to at least make sure that you didn't have all your eggs in one basket with regards to Oracle tokens. Don't forget to check out Band, Trib, TRB, DIA, DIA, and I think there's also Zap. So, or it might be Zip. No, it's Zap. I'm pretty sure it's Zap. Yeah.
All right.
All right, now I'm not sure anymore, but it starts with a Z. I know that much. So.
Yep. Look at the other oracles as well if you want to spread your portfolio around to some other oracle plays in the space. But yes, it seems that Link is one of the strongest oracle plays here in crypto land. So we'll keep an eye on it. Spin Dizzy in the live chat. Ethereum Classic and IOST, please. I think we looked at ETC, but we haven't looked at IOST yet.
Yes.
Looks pretty good here. We will have an initial long signal at the end of today.
Yep.
So as you can see, WADA is above our dead zone here, and we are also above the rising explosion level. So that is giving us our signal on WADA. We're above 0 here on our oscillator, and we're crossing the baseline. So we're good to go on a long signal here. You can at least take this to 20 to 2.5 cents, I think. So you can see there's a nice little bit of volume up in this area. We're at least going to retest here. If not, go higher. I mean, after all these tokens are going higher. Why pretend we're probably just going to retest the high here? But because it's likely we'll at least retest the high here, we don't really have to speculate. Are we going to break resistance or not? Who cares? There's a good trade on the table one way or another. So, yeah, I think there's a trade here. Sure. What's next?
Beautiful. All right. Even if we don't break through resistance on IOST, looks like a couple of take profits still lie in wait. So we'll keep an eye on that. Let's get into the next one. This one's from S. Hyatt. Can we also check EGLD USD, please? Yeah, I saw a few people requesting EGLD. Let's look at that.
I think it was up on Bubbles, or it was, at least yesterday it was.
It's just going. If you're in it, just keep staying in it, man. Don't let anybody shake you out yet.
No evidence of weakness at all yet.
Yep. Even the Bitcoin pairing is just going for it. So I don't have much. My future vision is very limited at this point because we don't have much historical data to go on. But all signs point to just keep holding on to EGLD. No sell signals yet. What's next?
Yeah, EGLD looks like a serious runner this alt season.
Yes.
Seems
But
like,
for the rest of us, we missed it, guys. This is overextended as far as I'm concerned. So.
oh yeah. But yeah, shout out to anybody holding EGLD. Shout out to the S High. Thank you for that request. Let's get into the next one. We still got quite a few to get through. And probably not going to get to them all, but we will certainly try. This one comes from Peckham08. SNX, please. I bought 40 tokens at $21 a pop this morning. All right, synthetics.
I think you're good. It looks ripe for continuation. We're just waiting for today's close. If we close this new high, we'll get that continuation signal here. WADA will be giving us the go ahead too, and we'll be good to go. So for right now, it looks like you made I don't know if it's the right decision, but you made a good decision. So
yep.
Diamond hands.
SNX looking good. Congrats to Peckham08 for catching the SNX breakout. Let's get into the next one. This one comes from David Rice. Can you look at my favorite fun? I think it died again. All right, did Fun's run get canceled?
I had a good one there for a while.
Let's take a look at the fun run. Did Fun get taken out back and shot?
Not quite yet, but it's showing weakness so far. But you are beginning to get some bullish divergence on it.
The difference between a log trend and a linear trend. I think Fun's run may be over in this spot. It just, at least for now, maybe a pullback towards 1.3 cents, 1.5 cents. It's this area.
Put it on the bottom of that wick there in the middle.
Right here?
Nope. There you go, right there. I bet she comes down and tags around there.
Okay. Let's see, this has some sense. So resistance,
yes,
support, and then we got this that
high volume node.
Yeah. Okay, so these are really the two places we're looking at. Sort of 1.2 cents and 0.08 cents. Let's look at the Bitcoin pairing. Get a better sense, hopefully, of what Fun's doing. Yeah. Kind of a blow off top last week.
Yeah.
Short signal today. Today is the short signal on Fun Bitcoin. You can't short Fun Bitcoin, or at least not easily, so we're not going to have a short up, but that's a short signal nonetheless. So yeah, I think Fun might be over for now. Haha.
No more fun for you.
All right, throw in the towel on Fun for now. Let's wait until that 1 cent mark at least. All right, let's get into the next one. This one comes from agency RLC, please.
RLC looks good. Let's take a look at it. The Bitcoin pairing reminds me. What was the other? This reminds me of TOMO. TOMO was what we were looking at. Let's look at TOMO.
It might have been Wabi too. Yep. And that also looks like the Bitcoin pairing, right? Of LTC.
A little bit. Litecoin Bitcoin is more bottoms. See, we're like down.
Yeah. Okay.
Litecoin Bitcoin. So.
LRC.
But man, the USDT pairing looks pretty good here, doesn't it? We will have a continuation long signal at the end of today. We're making a new high. Over support, we're going to go here and here. There's a signal you could take here. I would consider taking it at least up towards the $2 range. Most likely, RLC will continue on and make new highs because it's what a lot of coins are doing. And RLC also had a very strong consolidation period right here. There was a good 4 or 5 months here, and it's just starting to take off. So I think RLC has potential right here. I don't like that RLC has lagged behind a lot of the DeFi tokens. And as you guys know, I think DeFi is going to kind of hang back behind some of the other coins right now. So I'm not sure how to classify RLC, as in, like, is it a good time to pick it up or not? But you know what? It's bullish. It is bullish looking here. We do have a continuation signal here, and I think you can take it. So, everything else is kind of window dressing. It's, what's going to be best versus another thing. But RLC is good here. It makes sense. So,
all right.
What's next?
RLC looking good. Shout outs to the agency. Let's get into the last few. The list is getting smaller. BFlow requested L2 wrapped ETH. I think this is a ChartX coin. You might have to load up the ChartX and search for L2 WETH.
Okay. Well, there is
not a lot of data.
Yeah, maybe this is the wrong L2 wrapped ETH. All right. I don't know quite what this is, but I think I like it. So unfortunately, the Fisher's broken on this. This is the built-in one that TradingView had originally. I guess what I really like about this is the break of the downtrend. Like so. Break it. Lots of volume comes in. We break down and then we hold support. This is going to be a long-term hold, man. I just don't see anything happening in the next few weeks. But I don't think buying in this area is dumb. I could easily see taking it back up, towards this area right here. I really like the break of the downtrend here. It leads me to believe that we don't have a lot more downside. But we could retest in this area. And if we did, that's like a 50% drop. So you're going to want to be really careful how you scale into this. So, what if we just come back down and retest in this area? That would suck. And we don't even have to make a new low for that to super suck. So, the lower risk entry you can get, the better. The closer to this area, the better. But for right now, if you started, pyramiding in or just slowly, dollar cost averaging, then I think it could make sense. What's next?
All right, let's get into the next one.
Yes.
Daniel, STRAX USD, please.
STRAX. Big day today. So I think yesterday we were just waiting for a break of the high, but now it's so overextended that we can't take it. So if you're in this, I would just keep holding it. There is no signs of any reason to get out. As a matter of fact, now that we've made this new high, we're probably going to continue to make some new highs for a little while. So just keep holding it, buddy. What's next?
Okay, let's get into the next one. This one comes from Smiles J. What about BNB and Cake? They both move up together very nicely. If you can look at BNB BTC. All right, we did this one already. Did we look at Cake? Pancake Swap?
Nope.
You want to give Pancake Swap a quick look?
Okay.
Give it a go.
Alex not feeling Pancake apparently.
I mean, it's beautiful, but I'm not super excited with coins that you can only buy on Binance. I would just stay in it, man. There's nothing to do. I certainly wouldn't buy here. So, nothing to do with Cake.
All right, let's get into the next one.
Right.
What platform are you using for trading cryptos? Asks Josh Gibson.
Well, we use several different platforms. We mostly use Coinbase, Binance, Bybit, and FTX.
I use a little bit of Uniswap and then Coinbase as well, but mostly post trades to Binance and Bybit.
Yeah, but I mean, I really don't want our members using Uniswap if they're not, at least an intermediate level trader. So.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep, that's very true.
They'll figure out real quick if they're intermediate or not when they get on it.
Yep. Short answer, Bybit for Bitcoin futures and other major markets. Binance for your shitcoin casino. And yes, Uniswap for those DEX gems. Let's get into the next question. What do we got here? All right, Lucas Begard.
For Cake BNB, I do not like Cake BNB in this spot. If you're trading Cake versus BNB, if you're trading Cake versus USD, then that looks good. But while we're here in the spot until we make a new high, I don't want it. Anyway, what's next?
All right, he doesn't want it. You heard it here. Let's get into THETA. THETA USDT for Lucas Begard.
All right. I'm looking at the Bitcoin pairing, and I don't feel super excited yet by it. We're just kind of hanging out in the middle of the no trade zone. We're literally trading inside of the moving average at this point. So. I think there's some sense to this. I think you could take this trade. This is a decent continuation long in this spot. Feels like an awfully big candle to be buying the top of.
I got us into a THETA.
Yeah.
Bitcoin.
But I do like the bottomy looking nature of this. This is almost head and shoulders-y.
Yep.
It's kind of
head and shoulders-y.
Yeah, it's kind of a meh head and shoulders, but you can see what we're looking at here. So
yeah.
I neither like it nor dislike it. THETA is kind of like DOT and KSM to me. It's had a really good run. It made a new high today, but for whatever reason, I'm not feeling it.
Right, but a discretion in on the THETA seems a little overextended.
Yeah, the system says you could long it here. Says you can long.
Discretion kicks in and says maybe hang back, but I'll let Lucas Begard make the call on that one. Let's get into the next request. We only got about 10-15 minutes left in the show. I would love. Subtext requested Doge, DOT, and VET. I think we did all three. Did we do Doge yet?
You didn't do Doge.
We didn't do Doge.
Off a cliff? Or not yet?
It's about to be. So yeah, basically Doge came up and retested its high over the past couple days, and today it's kind of breaking down from that high. I would suggest to you, it looks like we're being rejected from resistance again. If I was in profits on Doge, I would think, man, I made out like a bandit. Everybody is so stupid, but now it's time for me to get the fuck out of this trade.
Right.
And you might potentially want to be thinking that where maybe it's time to get the fuck out of this trade. I could be wrong. Where I would be wrong is if we closed a new high above this level. If we just, bam, right like that, we closed above here. Oh, well, then that would be pretty intriguing. A new high that we closed, and at that point, our system would probably give us, more volatility. We wouldn't be so close to crossing under. We're not crossed under here. We don't actually have an exit signal yet, but from where I stand, we have an awful lot of resistance overhead, and until we break it, I would much more be biased to the side where you don't long resistance. And why don't we long resistance? Because it gets sold into, guys. So I think if for nothing else, if you're long Doge, take some profits here, pat yourself on the back, wait to see what happens. And if Alex is right, then you'll be happy. And if Alex is wrong, you'll be none the worse for wear, although you might miss out on a few gains. But I don't think it looks super hot.
Subtext is asking, is it time to short Doge? Should I put in a short? I didn't long it, but I am waiting to short it. So, would you advise against shorting Doge here?
Maybe. Look at the 12-hour signal here. This is it's not yet a 12-hour short signal. We're still above the baseline.
Yeah.
But you gotta admit, that's pretty ugly, right? Here we are, we're at a high, and then we're putting in this really strong sell signal. Look, we spent 2 days here. Boom. Boom, boom, thud. We just couldn't break through it. We just could not break through that resistance. I'll tell you what. If you put a short on here, what would be a good time frame to do it on? Oh, here we go. We're starting to get a 4-hour short signal. This is pretty solid. What would that look like? Things could make a lot of sense. Essentially, you're saying, hey, if we go and we make a new high, or we're back to the old highs, I would want to be out of my short. That still might be a little bit too. Maybe you should just wait till the end of the daily time frame and then take the 12-hour short. I think the 12-hour makes the most sense if you like being short in this spot.
Mm-hmm.
But I would be a little wary while we are above the daily, while we're above any of the baselines, whether the daily or the 12-hour. Because even though this is a shortable spot, we could come down a little, then pop back up, tap it a couple times, come down a little bit more, tap it a couple times, and then break down. While whoever or whatever is doing what they want with the market is, filling their short bags or dumping onto retail traders, or however you want to look at it.
All right. Subtext, I wish you luck. Might have that short on the table after all. As Mr. Ether puts it, it's just a pile of Doge shit. Yes, that's how I feel about Doge, but your mileage may vary. Let's get into the next request. We got maybe 10 minutes left in the show, not even. And luckily we've only got, maybe less than 10 requests left. I'm going to try and get Alex to power through these. This next one is for Drew Lee in the live chat. Can we check out Beam USDT?
Beam?
Looks good. Nice continuation signal. And we're above resistance. This is our resistance. And you can take it. You can easily take this up to 55, 60 cents. Looks good. What's next? Continuation signal, by the way.
Yes, well done. Let's get into the next one. What's Badger? Super Simmerman says, hey guys, did you by any chance cover Badger yet? No, we did not. There's a Badger coin. How did I...
We've talked about Badger.
I think we have, haven't we?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you're just too late to the party. So, earlier in January, it was around $5, and now it is $82. So, you're just late to the party. We had a sell signal here, and then we pumped even more. I would just be holding for right now. We don't have a super strong sell signal at all. Maybe if we start to turn over on the 3-day, then that could be a good signal for you. But until then, I would just hold on. What's next?
Alright, let's get into the last few. This next one is for Subtext, requesting Avalanche. If there's time, there is always time for Avalanche.
Alright.
EOS is just on a tear, my friend.
Told you guys.
Yep.
AVAX is in the same situation. Dot and Kusama are in. It's just a little bit too overextended for me. If you're holding it, I would just keep holding. We don't have a sell signal yet. But I think it's more likely that we'll pull back a little here. But I will say I've heard rumors that there's that because so much AVAX is staked, and because Binance gives AVAX rewards, that they are that there's a supply shortage on AVAX. So Avalanche could keep pumping for the foreseeable future due to supply and demand issues that exist beyond the normal market forces that are operating on the coins, due to bull market marketing and stuff. So that's something to look at. I will say that, man, every time you think AVAX is going to pull back just a little bit, here we are. We 2x this past week. And we were looking at short AVAX. So, what can you say? AVAX has been incredibly bullish right here. But we don't have any sort of signal that we could buy into at all. Like our last signal was like back here. So nothing really to do right now. What's next?
Let's get into the next one. Shout outs to Ahmed Zishan in the live chat, who's currently dabbing on us in the live chat, mentioning the BTC short that Jason was in, and then Elon came along and blew up our short. So yep, you win some.
That's just part of the game, guys. I don't blame Elon for buying Bitcoin.
I blame Elon. I blame Elon.
Oh, I blame Elon.
He owes me like half a Bitcoin after that. I'll take him up on it one of these days when we and him are chilling on the Riviera in our yachts. One of these days, I need him to pump my bags to $1 million a coin first. Then I'll get yacht ready, and I'll finally catch Elon. Least expects it. All right, getting into the next few requests. Crypto Junkie, Wan Chain is back with the Wan swap. Get in early. All right, he's repping Wan Chain, but not really a request. And since we're low on time, I'm gonna skip this Wan Chain. I gotta do this one for Lucas John Nusis. Any advice if it's a good idea to enter Bitcoin now for a newcomer, or forget this bull market and wait for another one to be safe? What indicates Bitcoin will still go up from here if you suggest entering?
I would just start dollar cost averaging, man, and then just get a lay of the land. I don't really feel like explaining the what the fundamental argument is for Bitcoin in the last 30 seconds of our show. There's plenty of YouTube videos out there that do it better than I could, and plenty of other things. Anyway, I would say Bitcoin is probably one of the only coins that if you look 10 years out, you could guarantee the price is probably going to be higher today. I mean, there's plenty of the price will be higher, but it's one of the only ones where you can guarantee it. So that's really all I have to say for right now on the subject. Let's move on to the next thing.
Let's get in this one. My advice is dollar cost average. If you're not comfortable buying the top right now, well, take take a small. If you're going to spend 10 grand on Bitcoin today, maybe just drop $1,000 or $2,000 into it, and then buy 1,000 every week or every month. You'll get exposure to a wider range of Bitcoin's price, dollar cost average. All right, Smiles J requesting Luna. In fact, I'm just going to name the last few. We got Luna, Reef, and Loom. Let me know if any of those look good to you.
All right, let's just run through it. I thought Loom looked good on its Bitcoin pairing. I was looking at it the other day. USD pairing, as you can see, it's looking pretty good here. Looks good for continuation. Loom Bitcoin is what we're really going to have to look at in this spot. It's okay here. It is okay here. Overall, I would suggest to you that what this chart is telling us is that it's better to be in Bitcoin than it is to be in Loom. This is a nice basing period that we have had here on Loom Bitcoin. If we do end up putting in a bullish movement again, if we recover over roughly 200 sats on Loom, then at that point I would look to be entering Loom for like maybe a long-term trade as we finish consolidating and then move up against Bitcoin. But for right now, we just can't guarantee that that's what's gonna happen in this area. We don't have any buy signals. So as a matter of fact, we've short signals. So for that reason, not interested in Loom right now.
I am out.
All right, shoutouts to Jose Hernandez. Thank you for Loom. Let's. I got 2 questions here still left. I'd like to cover these.
Luna's still going.
What about the last 2 charts? Luna?
We can do Luna. Yep, let's do Luna for Smile J.
All right, Luna, as you can see, is it's just still going. Let's just stay in it. What's next? What's the other one?
REEF for Crypto Bull.
Coming right up on that old reset. No, we've already closed above it. Now I like that chart.
Say this is a great trade to take starting today. We're breaking resistance. We're putting a continuation signal. WADA's confirming, and we have held resistance as our support in this spot. So as you can see, I like it.
All right, Luna's still going places. That's it, guys. That's all the requests for today. Let's see if we got time to answer a couple of these quick questions here. Isagel says, I have a question. Will Square stock drop since it broke its new high?
That's still a chart request. What's next?
Okay, and finally, Crypto Caveman, how likely is it that we will see Bitcoin at 20,000 or under again in a bear market?
I have no earthly idea.
Yeah. In a bear market, it's different than what we're in now. So, like, depending,
like 2 to 3 years in the future, I do not know.
Yeah, that's very wide time frame stuff. I think it's absolutely doable if we were in a bear market, but we're not right now.
Yeah, 20 or 40K will be the bottom of the next bear market. I don't know which it will be, but we have built very strong foundations in this area. Like $10,000 Bitcoin will never happen.
It's definitely not like the 2017 blow off top where we violently came down. We seem to be just kind of chiseling away at higher highs all the time. So I'm not counting on seeing 20K anytime again soon. Especially since we broke through 42K again recently. That gave me a whole new bullish outlook on the market right now. All right, guys, we did all the requests and we're pretty much exactly at show wrap. The show's been going almost exactly 2 hours. It's been a great one. Gonna quickly revisit the poll. I dropped the link to our community tab just a few minutes ago if you want to check that out in the live chat. Let me pull up the poll on screen right now. Let's see here. What do we got? Yep, this is. Let's let me just pull this up and bring up a bunch of the details. Here we go. All right, it's on screen. It's ahead of us. Today's request, of course, or today's poll is, now that Elon Musk's Tesla has announced their acquisition and support for Bitcoin, which corporation do you think is next to do the same? Let me refresh this so I get the latest. Sorry, I got 39 votes currently in. And the first response is currently leading. 51% of respondents say Apple is next. I'm ready to buy my next M1 powered device with Bitcoin. All right, we got some Apple heads in the live chat. Apparently people are excited about Apple bringing potentially a Bitcoin acquisition, Bitcoin payment processing to their platform. Yes, guys, this is still rumored. Nothing's confirmed, although I did see some chatter in the live chat a minute ago talking about Apple rumors maybe being more than just
Apple
rumors.
Accepting.
Indeed. So it would be very cool if Apple got into the Bitcoin game. Maybe when you look, they're selling to these rumors. Finally, the second response is, I heard Oracle is next. 23% of respondents apparently heard the rumor that Oracle software and hardware business solutions is going to be getting into Bitcoin next. Finally, the other two options, clearly not as popular. McDonald's is next. The Hamburglar might steal my keys, though. And the fourth option, I'm Doge rich. I need Doge-powered payment terminals. Yes, if you're still in Doge and you are a wealthy Doge 100-aire, 1000-aire if you're lucky, maybe you can combine forces with Ronald McDonald and get Doge payment processing so you can get your hands on those tendies, those McNuggies over at McDonald's. Just a reminder, guys, make sure you hit that like button if you can, if you responded to the poll. And if you really want to put the poll over the top, click this comment here And leave a comment. Mr. Ether left a comment saying McDonald's has to do something. Our sissy generation we are raising isn't going to eat that garbage food, so they better innovate. Yep, McDonald's has got to pivot. Maybe Big Macs are not going to be in style forever. And
I'll keep buying them.
yeah, I'm not going to lie, guys. Even when I'm on my way to Mars on the SpaceX rocket, I'm probably going to request, a McDouble or something. I'm going to need a McDouble on the flight over to kind of hold me. How long is the flight to Mars from here anyway?
I think it's about 7 months.
7 months. All right, Elon, you heard me. I'm going to need you to purchase a big acquisition in McDonald's next.
It'll be like Richie Rich. Like in the movie Richie Rich, you have your own McDonald's on the rocket.
Oh my god, I love that movie growing up, let me tell you. But in all seriousness, Elon, if you're listening, I do want McDoubles served on SpaceX on the way to Mars. I'm not one of these highfalutin guys who eats beef tartare all the time and lobsters and whatever else you fancy guys eat. I like McDonald's. Well, not really. I'm kind of kidding around. Don't eat that crap, but seriously. All right, guys, that's it.
Seriously, I eat it all the time.
More than I care to. I don't know what it is about this whole, this whole LD situation. We're not going out. We're not eating out as much, and somehow McDonald's has become a bit of a guilty pleasure amidst all of this. I can't wait to get out again. Well, maybe it'll happen, maybe it won't. All right, guys, exactly 3:11, going pretty much 2 hours. It's been a great show. Thanks to everybody who joined us. Thank you again. Yes, CMBM says, I love that movie. Yeah, Richie Rich was a great movie. That's a great throwback. Macaulay Culkin was the man back in the day. What's he up to today?
Oh, yeah.
When's he going to start shilling some coins?
I'm not sure. He looked like he was on some pretty hard drugs there for a while, but I think he's got his stuff together.
The Hollywood lifestyle. How about that?
Child life of a child actor.
So good. Okay. Alex wants to go. We got to wrap. I'm sorry, guys. I always have a habit of dragging out these outros, but that's it. We're moving to wrap. Much love, everybody. We'll catch you on the Wednesday edition.
Catch you tomorrow. Hit that like button, guys.
Yep.
Trade safely.
Cheers, guys. Catch you in the Discord. Much love.